kwanza hiyo maneno ya kufusiwa kwenda shule, aki hiyo kitu hiyo unakuwa inanibo. Labda unajua uko shule.
Africa is the best place to be right now. The opportunities are enormous. Mungai Eve, the likes of I hear Tumbili, yes, Diana Marua, all these guys are making a lot of money from creating content and uploading. Put an African anywhere and they will thrive.
My mother beat me, so I must beat you. That's toxicity. Table talk. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Tamasha TV KE. But before I begin anything, I want you guys to like, share, and of importance is to subscribe. Today we have a very good conversation for you, and of course this has been brought to you courtesy of the Imara. The Imara Mall is on Mombasa Road, so make sure you guys come and check it out. They have a very good, amazing stuff for you, including Naivas, a supermarket, shopping malls for your clothes, Divine Collection, iko hapa. So make sure you guys come and check that out. So, like I've said, my name is Tasha Gunda, and with me is none other than...
Hi guys, my name is Ibrahim Basal. It's a huge opportunity to be here. I'm super grateful, I'm super excited to have this conversation with you. And I hope you guys will like it. Yeah. As she said, go subscribe, go like this video and all the other videos on her channel.
Let me just give you a simple starting point to what we're talking about. The show is called Table Talk. So what happens is you play a conversation on the table, no matter how controversial you think it is, right? And then we talk about it. So it can be social, it can be relationship, it can be any awkward thing. And now we're going to start off with a very interesting topic that most people don't like to talk about. So the other day I was on TikTok, and there was this lady who was talking about how she feels like her parents don't support her. She's from an African background. I'm not going to name the country. So she was talking about how her African parents don't support her because of the type of work she does. She's a content creator by profession, and she's decided to make a life or a name for herself in content creation. So mamaka akakuja akamwambia, so what is that thing doing for you? And then it spurred up a conversation on social media because she said her parents are toxic. So my question today is, do you think African parents are toxic? Let's start off with probably what type of experience you've had.
I think number one, well, I will not judge, but I think the word toxic has been thrown around a lot in conversations, to a point where everything probably is viewed as toxic. I would say it's a lack of I would advise I'm not the best to advise, but I would say this, yeah? At the end of the day, I feel like our parents are a little bit old school, ni wa kitambo tu, ushaona. So if I was this lady, I would probably approach my parents and be like, everything is going towards this, every platform, there's YouTube, there's Instagram, everything is going digital, right? So I think it's a matter of her educating the parents and being like, everything is moving to this side. This is where the money is. Some of the biggest money makers like Cristiano Ronaldo has, I think, the biggest following on Instagram. You see, and these people are getting I heard Kim Kardashian charges probably $1 million per post. You see, so I think it's just a matter of her having a sit down. I think everything is a sales pitch. You see, you go sales pitching, you tell them content creation is the way to go right now. All right, everyone has moved to TikTok. Everyone has, and it's evident. Some of these platforms like Facebook are some of the biggest money makers. See cases like on YouTube, you'll get, I don't know, who is making bank here in Kenya? Kina Mungai Eve, the likes of, I hear Tumbili, yes, Diana Marua. All these guys are making a lot of money from creating content and uploading. So I think our parents toxic to some extent, probably. African parents, probably because maybe they have not embraced the whole idea of my kid can be a content creator. Every parent is, I think, still super proud, every African parent, and I would say probably globally, when they hear my son is a doctor, my son is a pilot, there's, I think, something that is attached to it. There's some pride or some level of pride that is attached to my son is this, my son is that. I feel like the parents ni wale they don't want to be in a group of parents or uncles ama family gathering.
Alafu unaambiwa ati huyu mtoto wako tena
hizo mtoto wako anafanya nini? Ni TikTok star TikTok. Let me show you the videos. I think they're trying to be probably kind of hawataki hiyo conversation. So in my honest, I would say probably she needs to sit down with them and just pitch. Be like, Mom, look at my monthly earnings. Look at my weekly earnings. This is how much money I'm making. A doctor is making probably 100,000 KSH in Kenya or 200. I'm making maybe 300, or I'm making a similar amount to what they are getting. So I don't think we can say toxic as per se.
Table talk. Table talk. It's not toxic with regards to only career. Unajua kuna venye Waafrika wanakuga wamelelewa. And you know what? Just let's be honest. I want us to be as honest as it is, okay. Right? Wazungu, unajua kwanza, especially on social media, utapata mzungu usijue naongelesha mama yake venye anataka. Wewe jaribu hiyo kitu in an African setup. Utapigwa bare na kuambia.
You can talk to your mom the way you want.
Exactly, you understand? But you see, the thing is, there's also, I think, a certain level of fear that comes from. And that could be toxic. You get? There's a fear. Wewe ushaingia kwa nyumba, ukapata baba yako, alafu tena ukajaribu kushika remote hivi.
Wachana hata na remote. Is it just in my house, or I think it's every household? There's where your dad sits in the house. And akikuja nyumbani aone someone is occupying that seat. Hata heri aende akakae bedroom ama atoke aende. I don't know. Call it. Yeah, to some extent it's fear.
Yes, and that's the toxicity I'm talking about. Okay. You are afraid of your parents to the point where you cannot even tell your parents anything. You get?
Yeah.
Because we have covered it with culture and norms. Wewe kuna vitu zingine hata tuseme, let's just be honest. Wewe unaweza enda kuongelesha baba yako juu ya, you know, like intimacy ama, you know, utatolewa hapo very very quick. But
I also feel like it depends with the kind of parents. Right now, more of the parents that we're having have traveled a little bit, have interacted with like different cultures. Probably your dad is a pilot or an engineer, has been to Morocco, has been to Spain a little bit. So wow, kidogo, their way of thinking is a little bit, they'll be open-minded. They approach Vitu with an open mind, yeah? So then again, there's that element.
Unataka kuniambia hujawahi tandikwa? Ushaitandikwa mpaka hata ngozi yako ikatoka. Utapigwa bare mpaka ngozi yako iseparate na
Yeah, my mom did me dirty.
Right.
My mom did me dirty.
Those are the type of conversations we should have, because to me, honestly speaking, mimi naona kutandikwa high makes sense.
Will you do the same with your kids? Do you believe in the Bible, first of all? Are you a Christian?
Yes, I'm a very Christian. Yes, I'm very Christian. Niko kwa choir. I sing in the choir.
No way. You're in the choir?
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
So you can sing too?
I can sing.
Very nice. Now, so now, quick question. If you believe in the Bible says, I think something discipline, kiboko, something.
Spare the rod, spoil a child.
That one.
Does
so
it
you
mean
don't
that
believe in that?
No. Does it mean that you should beat until your child collapses?
So how will you approach it? Go sit by the corner.
Excuse me?
I feel like there are certain things.
You just talked about modern ways of meaning.
I'm not refusing, but I feel like at the end of the day, look at yourself. If it was not for that caning,
how do you know?
Some of us were beaten out of jail.
How do you know that maybe caning also makes a child passive aggressive later on in life?
Well, to some extent,
even
yes.
Studies have shown that.
It is true, because that mimi at one point I was looking at my parents, and when nilikuwa beating one time with both of my parents, my dad and my mom, same day, right? Because I think the way your pockets inaweza kuwa na holes, and change ilianguka. So I didn't know. So they thought probably nilikuwa
ulienda kukula.
So my mom had like a whole vendetta. Alikuwa ameniwekea tu hivi, pile up on things. So that day, niliona beating my friend. But now towards I feel it is. Now
yes.
towards that end of that beating, I was looking at my parents, the same thing you're saying, and I was like, I don't even look like these guys. My dad is light skinned, my mom is dark, mi niko katikati. I don't think they are kids. So I believe what you're saying is true. The idea that at some point also caning these kids is not also helping. If you're doing it kwa sana, haisaidi. Because mimi hata nilitoroka, nilienda kwa nyanyangu.
Table talk. Table talk.
Packed my bags.
By that I mean she pack bags.
I left. I was like, I'm out of here.
But it gets to a point, yani, I feel like these parents should also listen to their kids. Mimi kwanza hiyo maneno ya kufosiwa kwenda shule, haki hiyo kitu hiyo unakuga inanibo. Labda unajua uko shule na you're being bullied, unachapwa kila wakati. Mimi nakumbuka kulikuwa na wakati nilichapwa
at home now and then am I in school?
Nilichapwa home.
Okay.
For being bullied in school.
But now you're tough. Are you not?
What does that have to do with? Do you know those kind of things make you go? There's a certain way you approach life okay. Later on in your future, in your destiny. You understand? Because to be honest, some of these things come and bite you back. Bite you in the behind later on in life. You find yourself ukirudisha tu the same things kwa mtoto wako. Unaelewa?
The apple and the
like,
tree.
Yeah, they don't and sometimes unakuwa ni kama tu you didn't even know that it was happening, but it's because umezoea hiyo maisha.
Subconsciously, the same way you were brought up, you probably do the same with your kids.
Exactly. And is that healthy?
No, it's not.
That's still a toxic trait.
No, it's not, by the way.
It's not healthy.
Because chances are the same way ulikuwa brought up is the same probably methods utatumia with your kids.
Yeah.
But then again, I would say this. People should travel a lot, interact with a lot of people. I think, it opens up your mind to new ways of handling things.
Yeah.
If it's the parenting bit, if you will probably, tuseme for example, you were brought up in, say, Westlands, the same kind of life, alafu wewe na watoto wako muishi tu huko, you've not moved at all. You've not interacted with.
Watoto always stay wapigwa.
So chances are.
Wapigwi. Watoto always stay wapigwi.
I don't think so.
Are you serious?
I don't think so.
Ask
you guys to comment if they've been beaten kama wanakaa Eastleigh kama Westlands. I don't know. So I feel like at the end of the day, the same way that you were brought up, chances are you will bring up your kids. If you travel a little bit, if you move, hata si uende sana, hata hapa Kenya to interact with different cultures, they will show you different ways of handling probably kids, probably money, probably, I don't know. Even life, the way you approach life will be a bit different.
Ni way of life tuzoe tu.
I think you get dealt the hand that you're dealt. Wewe mwenyewe, you have to also now like you're saying, case in point, if you had kids today, yeah, I don't think kuna zile elements uliona your parents bringing you up. Kuna tu vitu fulani you saw and you liked. They were probably very much into taking you to the mall every Sunday after church, popcorns, a movie. Probably those are things that you will pick up going forward with your family and with your kids, you see. So I feel like there are things, as you grow older, there are things to pick and there are things to discard. And there are things that you will bring in as a person, new styles of handling things. That's aggressive or not with the African parents. Shout outs to all of them, we love them. Au pengine utapata, chances are is the same way they were brought up. Probably alichapo sana akiwa mtoi. So hana njia ingine ya kudiscipline mtoto. Lakini sasa sisi tumeona kwa Western films that you can tell your kid to go sit by the wall or probably do this and this and this.
What's wrong with that though?
I'm not saying it's wrong, but sasa atakuwa anafanya nini kwa ukuta? Ameangalia tu ukuta.
Let me tell you, if you were to go to, I'm not trying to be extra or anything.
Please,
if you were to go to
extra.
the States, okay, let's go to Europe. I don't know if it's a mentality that I have. Now, ujicompare na mtoto mzungu, okay, si mtoto mzungu, na mzungu na wewe. Do you think because of different parental skills unaona kunaweza kuwa na difference?
Yeah, of course.
Handle tu vitu na maisha.
Of course. I think Africans are the toughest peoples everywhere.
Are you serious?
What do you mean? You can put an African anywhere and they will thrive anywhere in this world. No, I
in
I
our own country.
Yetu inakuanga na a lot to do with governance and vitu kama hizo. Not to blame anyone, but I feel like
governance.
I think governance would be what to blame. Someone was saying
I think Africans are the most confused human beings on this earth. You understand? Because if we're not blaming governance, we're blaming
and by governance
church,
I mean
we're blaming religion. If we're not blaming religion, we're always blaming something else.
That's a whole lot of conversations.
Yes, exactly. And now, like, you brought that up, and I've just gone, like, I've backtracked to this point. People will say that it's church that is, that is making Africans, act a certain way. It's the governance that is making Africans act a certain way.
Okay.
But I would start from the home. You get?
Yeah.
The African setup. We want to say that we have cultures, that we have this, and then that white person that is talking to his mom or her mom the way they want is still in a first world country. While we're here, you as a governor or a senator of a state, stealing from your own people, and then you want to blame it on governance. Still goes to parental training and cultures.
Very true.
So your culture yetu inakuwa nini?
I think we're getting there.
Table talk. Table talk.
This is the best place to be right now. Regardless of, I think, the conversations that are being had across the world, Africa is the place to be right now. We have been super blessed with everything. Starting with the weather. Yeah. This, I think, we have every resource here from human resource. I think we have the youngest, today in the world, we have the youngest population across the globe. That's number one. We have the biggest deposits of any mineral that you could think of in the world, all right? And there was a conversation that was being floated, and someone was saying, some of these countries that have been our colonizers have been made rich by the idea that up until today, they've been collecting from us, right? Someone was saying, if you go to the Western African countries, there are countries that are still using the franc as their nini of, and their reserve currency is in the colonizers' country. You get me?
Table talk. Table talk.
We are welcoming the ideas of governing ourselves, doing things for ourselves. Our president is saying that tuko na maembe mob sana hapa, what is it called? Hapa Ukambani. If we started our own, the biggest, I think, brand in a process mangoes, probably Minute Maid. Is that Minute Maid mango ile, sindio? If we could do like a whole manufacturing company in Ukambani, it would, number one, employ people. Number two, bring closer services to these guys, sababu your ripple effect, the farmer to the factory to them employing. So I feel like regardless of the situation, regardless of the conversations that are going on in the country and in the world, I feel like Africa is the best place to be. Regardless of us being brought up the way we were brought up by our colonized parents and their parents and all that conversation.
Colonized parents?
Well, see, unajua wao walikuwa naishi.
Kama wangekuwa colonized parents atungekuwa hapa tunaongea maneno.
No, see, the parents of the parents of the parents of our parents. Those ones, yeah? So I feel like we are, I will still say this, for anyone out there, Africa is the best place to be right now. The opportunities are enormous. Look at us sitting here, creating content. This is it's such a beautiful time for anyone to be in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be an African.
Right.
More of it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that if I was to be very honest,
yeah,
that culture and tradition has played a huge part in African parents treating us the way that they want to treat us. Number one, because they think that you should beat a child for them to be in line,
discipline.
Which I definitely disagree. Number two, they feel like you need to live a certain type of lifestyle for you to be a good child. You understand?
Okay.
And most of those times, to me, I feel like it is imposing what you know on me.
But
And then they will tell you, this is what they did, my mother did this and this. When they want to now start beating you, that thing pisses me off. When they want to start beating you,
so quick
African
one.
parents will tell you, my mother beat me, so I must beat you. That's toxicity.
I think it is.
That
I
is-
agree.
That is,
I
that
agree.
is
I
toxicity.
agree.
And I'm sure this thing is going to get me in a lot of trouble online, but I think that is toxicity.
It is. It is to some level.
Yeah.
It is. It is. But I will still, again, say this. No, quick question. You will not beat your kids?
I don't know. Okay, I feel like it has to have a very, very, very good reason. Si ati, oh, umekuja late, chapa mtu. Oh, hujafanya homework, chapa mtu. Oh, mtu lecturer wako. Yani,
So basically,
could
you will
be-
employ new styles of probably
yes,
discipline
new
in
styles
your
of
kids
disciplining them
that don't
However,
involve necessarily you caning
beating,
them.
yes, every time. Yani, mi naona like kijiti is not the answer to everything all the time. Tuseme kama mtu amezidi, chapa, but unajua mtoi ni mtoto, yani ni mtu unaweza ongelesha. Unaweza pata hata na misbehave shule because there's something that is going on. Lakini mzazi atakagi kujua.
True.
Anataka tu wewe uende shule. Labda he's being sodomized as a guy and he's being sodomized. Lakini yeye mzazi hataki kujua. Later on, mtoi anaanza kujifanya venye anataka.
True.
And then now you now start who will you blame? You understand?
Totally understand.
Sometimes I feel like the answer is not caning, the answer is not screaming, the answer is not having your way as a parent. The answer is also listening to your children. Because if you're talking about Bible, the Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the child. Also, the Bible also says in Ephesians,
Hallelujah.
you get, in
Huh?
Ephesians chapter 6,
Okay.
if the Bible says, it's chapter 6, is it verse? Let me not quote
I'm not
the
very
verse.
conversant with it.
Before they says, honor your father and mother in the Lord, right?
Ah, yeah, yeah.
And then honor your parents in the Lord, then honor your father and mother. Then it says, you as a parent also honor your child.
It does.
Yes. In fact, who has a Bible? we read it.
Someone should.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says, as a parent, also respect your child.
Kweli?
Yes.
Oh, I honestly
get.
haven't read it towards that.
Unaona
towards
sasa hiyo
that.
ndio inakugubaya wa Afrika. Wewe unaanza tu kusoma ati spare the role, spoil the child, but also it says respect, so there has to be a mutual understanding.
I also have a
Respect is-
question for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm deviating.
Yeah.
Because you brought up religion.
Yeah.
When was Christianity introduced in Kenya?
Oh my God, that's a conversation we're going to have later on. Maybe another episode, not this one. We'll cut this conversation short. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe like I've told you. My name is Tasha Agunda. The channel that you are watching is Tamasha TVKE. And as we've said, this is the Amara Table Talk Show. Make sure that you just, make sure that you're telling people about this show. Make sure that there's buzz about this show. Ibra, hebu waambie kitu.
Yeah.
Watakupata kwa social.
First of all, guys, go follow me on Instagram, Basal_Ibrahim. That's it's not huge, but it's very entertaining. I think it's a very good page. Go follow me, subscribe. Make sure you comment down below.
Yeah.
And then the Bible verses that she has mentioned too. Please, someone comment what it says about parents and kids and honoring parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, make
All
sure
right.
you comment down below if
Yeah.
you have different takes. If you think that your parents really raised you up in a very toxic, there's no judgment here. Okay, feel me kama there was a point of your life that was toxic, make sure that you let us know. Make sure that you comment down below so that we can, we can interact.
Absolutely.
Yes, we
Yeah.
interact. All right, see you guys.